When taking care of your lawn or planting a new lawn, it's important to know the different types of grass. It's important because every grass type has its own specific requirements. That could be different amounts of water, sun or shade, different temperatures, heights of cut when mowing, and more. Lawns with different grass types require different maintenance. And today we're going to cover various grass types and how to identify what type of grass you have in your lawn. First, we need to discuss cool season, warm season, and transition zones. If you live in the northern parts of the U.S., you most likely have cool season grass. Common cool season grass types include Kentucky bluegrass, fine fescue, tall fescue, annual ryegrass, perennial ryegrass, creeping bentgrass, or a blend of those various grass types. Cool season grasses thrive where the temperatures stay around 65 to 80 degrees during most of the growing season. If you live in the southern parts of the U.S., you most likely have warm season grass. Common warm season grass types include Bermuda, St. Augustine, buffalo grass, bahia grass, carpet grass, centipede, zoysia, or a blend of those various grass types. Warm season grasses thrive where the temperatures stay around 85 to 90 degrees during most of the growing season. The areas that fall between the cool and warm season zones are the transition zone, and this is where having a blend of both warm season and cool season grasses is common. Now that we've narrowed down the selection for grass types that are most common based on your location, we need to identify the differences between the grass types. We're going to only cover a few popular ones, so let's get into it. First, let's talk about fine fescues. So known for its resilience in drought and shade tolerance, fescue is a top choice for many lawn enthusiasts living in the north. Here are some indicators that you might have fine fescue grass in your lawn. Fine fescues typically have a really fine to medium leaf texture, and the blades are usually real narrow and pretty stiff, usually about 1/8 to 1/4 inch wide. It can be somewhat ribbed or ridged. They often have a slightly crinkled appearance. Fine fescues tend to form dense, lush turf, and it has a bunch type growing habit, meaning it grows in clumps rather than spreading through runners. Fine fescues typically grow to a height of 3 to 4 inches and require regular mowing. Can be mowed shorter if desired, but it often looks best at a slightly higher height. Fine fescues often have a rich green color, although it can range from a medium to dark green depending on the specific variety and the growing condition. Fine fescues are a great shade grass, and they don't require as much water as some other grasses, but they'll also struggle in the heat and full sun. So you'll probably see them thriving in the spring and the fall while they really slow down in the hot summer months. If you're in the north and your grass seems to do well in shaded and cooler areas, but it struggles in the heat and a lot of times gets disease in full sun, that might be fine fescue. Similarly, Kentucky bluegrass is a popular cool season grass, and it's known for its lush, dense turf and rich green color. Here are some indications that you might have Kentucky bluegrass in your lawn. Kentucky bluegrass has fine, narrow leaves that are typically soft to the touch. The blades are usually 1/8 to 1/4 inch wide, and they're often pointed, and the key to figuring out if you have Kentucky bluegrass is the tip looks like the front of a boat. Bluegrass generally has a vibrant, rich green color, and some varieties might even have a bluish tint, particularly when viewed from a distance. As a cool season grass, Kentucky bluegrass prefers cooler climates and can struggle with extreme heat and drought. It may become less active during the hot summer months and can go dormant if conditions are particularly harsh. Bluegrass typically grows to a height of 2 to 3 inches and requires regular mowing. It can be mowed shorter if desired, but it often looks best at a slightly higher height. Kentucky bluegrass is the gold standard of what turf should look like, but it requires a lot of TLC. So if you're a lawn enthusiast who likes to mow, water, fertilize, and aerate, Kentucky bluegrass is definitely for you. A good fertilizer to look for if you have cool season grass would be one with a 4:1:2 ratio. Bermuda grass is a warm season grass that has become a favorite choice for lawns, golf courses, and sports fields, and it's characterized by its fine texture, vibrant green color, and rapid growth rate during the hot summer months. Here are some indicators that you might have Bermuda grass in your lawn. Bermuda grass forms a very dense and lush lawn when healthy. It can be quite resilient from being walked on and has a fine to medium texture. The blades are narrow and can be somewhat coarse and stiff compared to other grass. They're usually 1/8 to 1/4 inch wide and have a pointed tip. They're typically smooth and can appear somewhat folded or rolled along the length. Bermuda grass spreads aggressively through both stolons, above ground runners, and rhizomes, which are the underground stems. This gives it a dense carpet-like appearance and allows it to fill in bare spots very effectively. Bermuda grass typically has a medium to dark green color, and this type of grass thrives in hot, sunny conditions. It grows vigorously in the summer, but becomes dormant and turns brown or lighter green in cooler temperatures during the winter. Bermuda grass typically requires regular mowing to keep it looking its best. It's often mowed to a height of 1 to 1.5 inches, and it may need more frequent mowing during the peak growing season. One of the most notable features of Bermuda grass is its ability to tolerate high temperatures and drought conditions. If you're in the south and your grass remains green and healthy during hot, dry periods, it may be Bermuda grass. St. Augustine grass has broad, flat tips that are typically coarse but have a soft texture. The blades are wider compared to many other grass types, typically a half to even 1 inch wide. They often have a slightly wavy or undulating appearance along the edges. It has a rich dark green color which can sometimes appear blue-green. The color can be quite vibrant, especially when the grass is well watered and healthy. It forms a dense, lush turf that feels soft underfoot, and it can be quite resilient to foot traffic and forms a thick carpet-like lawn. St. Augustine grass is a warm season grass that thrives in hot, sunny conditions. It grows vigorously during the warm months and can become dormant and turn brown in cooler weather or during winter. This grass generally requires less frequent mowing compared to some other grasses because it doesn't grow as quickly. It's often mowed at a height of 2.5 to 3 inches depending on the desired look and the growing conditions. One of the distinguishing features of St. Augustine grass is its relatively high shade tolerance compared to other warm season grasses. While St. Augustine grass can tolerate heat, it's not as drought resistant as some other warm season grasses like Bermuda or zoysia. It typically requires regular watering to maintain its lush appearance. If you're in the south and your grass performs well, particularly in shaded areas, it may be St. Augustine grass. Warm season grasses require more fertilizer through the peak growing season in the hot summer months. If you have tight, low-cut turf like Bermuda grass, you might look at a contact DG for its small particle size and its ability to get through the canopy and hit the soil. Now you know how to recognize your grass types and have an idea of what kind of products they like. As always, we recommend to conduct a soil test. Soil testing will provide you with tons of knowledge that's more specific to what nutrients your lawn or garden is lacking or has an abundance of. Product recommendations and application rates tailored to your lawn's needs. Thanks for tuning in. For more tips and tricks and to shop our products, visit andersonshomeandgarden.com.